Something does not look right. Why is this not working? I want to proceed for a few minutes. Don't know what's going on here. Internet's good, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know what happened. It was weird delay. Anyway, sorry about that if you're listening to this podcast. Non-live. This is Caleb Jones, Alpha Male 2.0. Freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. Location-independent income through your own location-independent laptop-based business. Dating multiple attractive women all at the same time with no drama or cheating or lying. The freest lifestyle available to the modern-day typical average guy in the collapsing era in which we live. Today, I'm going to talk about something that will get you laid. And I mean this literally. If you understand what I'm about to talk about, once you get this, a lot of you don't get this, this will change your entire dating life. When I figure this out, and I'll give you very specific numbers in a few minutes. When I figure this out, my sexual success, my dating success with women, like skyrocketed almost overnight. Not literally overnight, but almost when I understood this, because this is a concept that most guys don't understand. And strangely, it is a concept that the red pill world tends to avoid for some reason. I'm not sure why. Actually, I just realized what the reason is. I just came up with it. I just realized it. I'll get to that in a few minutes. Hang on one second to make sure that this is all working. It looks good. Have you read the Have you read the book $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan? I have not. That name sounds familiar though. Monogamy, why people want monogamy to work. Before we get to our topic, that's a good point. Really quick. The main thing about monogamy in terms of the societal view of monogamy is this. Just because you really want something badly to work doesn't mean it works. That's the bottom line. There was a whole scene in the movie Step Brothers, one of the best comedies ever made. One of these types of movies that can't be made anymore. And where his dad talks to him and says, look, son, when I was a little kid, when I wanted to be a dinosaur when I grew up. I wanted to be a dinosaur. And I wanted so badly to be a dinosaur. And finally, I had to realize it doesn't fucking matter how badly I want to be something. Sometimes you can't have it. So it doesn't matter how badly we want this. You're not going to have long-term monogamy work. And there are lots of men, many of you, who are just dying to want this to work somehow. And I have had many people, including men in my audience, bend themselves into pretzels trying to figure out how to make long-term monogamy work. I had a guy, this is just one example. I'll give you many examples. I had a guy once, was he on my blogs or YouTube? I forget. Hilarious. What I'm about to say was not a joke. He meant every word of this. He said, Caleb, I've come up with a plan. You can make long-term monogamy work in the Western world right now. You can do it. Here's what you do, Caleb. Get this all laid out. This was not a joke. He was serious. And this is just one of many examples I could give you. This guy said, look, what you do is you fly to India or Pakistan. Okay, India or Pakistan, either one works. Where they're not as sexualized, right? Outside the West, where they stay virgins for a long time and they're good little girls and all that stuff, right? You fly to India. You meet an 18-year-old virgin in India, of which there's hundreds of millions of those in India, right? You marry her. Even you can marry her in India. It doesn't matter. You marry her, okay? You fly her back to the U.S. or whatever country, and start whatever country you've got, Western country. You fly back to the U.S. and you get a log cabin out in the middle of nowhere in like rural Montana, like in the mountains. And you and her live in this log cabin, and you keep her in this log cabin far away from horrible Western society, which teaches horrible things like promiscuity and, hookup culture and hypergamy and all these things that red pill men and men hate. And you keep her away from that world, and then she'll stay pure and perfect forever, and it'll make long-term monogamy work. Okay. And that's just one example. I'll give you many others. This is men wanting it to work so bad. Yeah, I'm sorry it doesn't. What's your opinions of the dating apps Hinge and Happen? I don't know much about Happen. I know Happen can work in many regions. Hinge is good. Yes. Just wanted to say thanks for what you do. I was a kissless virgin not 2 years ago, and now I'm following your models of success. Cool. Love it. Well, I'm going to help you today. If you're having trouble getting laid, this is good. This conversation we're about to have is going to up your fucking game, because it's up to a lot of you already know what this concept is, ASD. A lot of you don't know what it is. A lot of you have kind of an idea. You've heard it. You've heard the term. You don't know what it means and how to implement it in your life. I'm going to talk about that. Sorry, I can't talk today. Still have Beavis and Butthead in my head. I've got a friend who was a serial monogamous beta. He's taking girls out to sushi and shit on first dates. That's the norm. That's normal. A lot of you guys are still doing these first dates, these 1950s first dates. Yeah. He's literally stated that he will do nearly anything for pussy. It's sad. Yes, it's called being thirsty. It's a typical beta male. Yeah, I know. Most men aren't willing to put in the work to actually be happy. Correct. And as I talked about, I think in the last podcast, Alpha Male 2.0, 90% of men won't. They don't want to, either for laziness reasons, fear-based reasons, or philosophical reasons. All right, one more question. We'll get to our topic. If you became a billionaire or somehow became super viral for a period of time, would your dating strategy change? If so, what would your strategy look like? Interesting you asked that question. Boy, is that interesting. Just think, no, it would not change at all. No, would not change. I have the dating lifestyle of a billionaire right now. And I mean that. Trust me. My woman life on a scale of 1 to 10 is an 11. I live the lifestyle of a like celebrity guy in terms of my sex life, my dating life. Not my income, although I do pretty well over there too. So I already lived that life. So no. However, that being said, I can't talk about this. I've hinted at this once or twice. I am rejiggering my entire woman life in the process of doing it right now, like literally right now in the last few months and over the next few months. It's going to take me a few more months to get this all situated the way I want. When I'm done doing this, I will tell you exactly what I'm doing. It will probably surprise a lot of you. No, it's not monogamy. What am I, stupid? Of course not. It's just very different than anything I've ever done before. Some of you will be very surprised and excited, although it's not something most of you can do because you have to be kind of where I am. Maybe by September is my objective to get all this kind of wrapped up. So maybe like, let's say October 1st, I can tell you what I'm doing. I've been keeping it kind of secret for a while because it's not in place yet, but it's almost there. So sorry, I can't tell you what it is, but radically different than anything I've ever done. Okay. ASD. Here's our topic for today. Here's how to get laid. This is going to really change. I mean this. It's going to change your life. Before I talk about the definition of it, ASD, by the way, if you didn't know, stands for Anti-Slut Defense. It is not my term. It's a term that came out of the pickup artist world. And it is one of the few things that the pickup artists really discovered that is actually real and works extremely well once you understand it in the real world. Very, very good. One of the few really good PUA concepts and techniques that are extremely effective, and it'll really help you understand female behavior as well. Okay. Before I describe to you what it is, I'm going to give you the symptoms of what this is. So, what most men think, the vast majority of men, including men in the red pill world and things like that, what most men think is, if a woman is attracted to me, she'll have sex with me. That's it. So if I'm attracted to a woman, if I'm attractive to a woman, if I look good or I have strong game or I drive a cool car or I make a lot of money or whatever, SMV and or game and or a combination of those things, then a woman will have sex with me. If she doesn't want to have sex with me, that means she's not attracted to me. So your loser friend, one of you just talking about, the reason that women don't want to have sex with him, you think is because they're not attracted to him. Okay. And it's that simple for men. Is that it? Is that the factor? Is that the only factor, whether or not a woman's attracted? No, there is a second factor. And if you come out of the pickup artist world, going back to old mystery method back from, 2006, there is a second factor they also need, and that is comfort. So when you're on a first or second date or some kind of night game or day game scenario, trying to get laid with a woman who is a stranger to you, her just being attracted to you is not enough. A woman can be attracted to you and nervous or uncomfortable with you. Very common with very strong, powerful alpha male 1.0 Andrew Tate types. There are plenty of women who would meet Andrew Tate and be attracted to him, but as soon as he opens his mouth and starts yelling and screaming, they would go, oh my God, and they get nervous and they wouldn't go anywhere near him because they're scared. Not that they don't want to fuck him, but they're not comfortable with him. Okay. Also occurs with many men who are very tall. I've talked about this. You guys are like over 6'1". I talk about guys, if you're really tall, you actually have to beta up a little bit of your game. You have to be a little nicer, a little more beta, a little, not much. You have to beta it up a little bit because you're intimidating to women. Same thing if you're super jacked, you're huge and ripped like Jay Cutler. Women who might be attracted to you may not fuck you because you're intimidating. I've worked with guys where I remember one guy in particular, Asian guy, physically ripped, martial artist guy, but he had this very similar to like Mark Wahlberg, this resting asshole face. So Mark Wahlberg has resting asshole face. He always looks mad. His resting face, he looks like he's angry all the time. So he looks intimidating. So that intimidates them, even if they want to fuck him. Does that make sense? So, excuse me, hang on. So in order to get laid, you need two things. You need, well, there's three things, but I'm ramping up to this. I'm building up to my descriptions here. She needs to be attracted to you, at least somewhat, at least minimally. Number one. Number two, she needs to be comfortable with you. When you achieve attraction and comfort, you will get laid. With one exception, talk about in a minute. Matter of fact, I will actually talk to women where if I meet them for the first time and it's a scenario where we're going right to sex, like if it's a sugar daddy scenario or a non-sugar daddy scenario where it's a first date, I normally don't do this. I have a 2-date model. We've talked about this 10,000 times. I will actually say to a woman, once we talk a little bit, are you comfortable with me? Well, Caleb, she's not going to say she's not or she isn't. Correct. She's not. She's a girl. So you watch how she says it. So you say, are you comfortable with me? And you don't normally do this. If you follow my 2-date model, you don't have to say this. But if it's a 1-date thing, I will say, sir, are you comfortable with me? And I watch how she says it. I watch her nonverbals. If she goes, oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. We go have sex. If she goes, oh, yeah, I'm comfortable yet. Well, then she's not comfortable, right? Or if she goes, okay, you haven't achieved a level of comfort necessary for her to have sex with you. Okay? So, but if you achieve attraction and comfort, she will have sex with you. However, this is what the more evolved men, so this most men think I need to be attractive, then women will fuck me. Incorrect. The slightly more evolved man understands it's a combination of attraction and comfort. By the way, it is a quadrant chart with attraction and comfort. That's not what I talk about today, but just so you're aware of this. If you have too much attraction, you can have too much. She will one night stand you. A lot of players, pickup artist type guys, that's their biggest problem. They get laid a lot, and then the woman goes to the next day. Like, God damn it, which almost never happens to me because I don't follow that model. So if you have too much attraction and some comfort, you get ghosted after you have sex. You have sex with her once, okay? If you don't have enough attraction, she'll say no. If you have not enough comfort, she'll say no. Or if she has not enough comfort but too much attraction, she'll say yes to you once, you'll never see her again. Okay? If you have too much comfort, what does that mean? Friend zone. One of two things. That means you're in friend zone, now you're never going to get laid. Or you're in the make him wait zone. I've talked about how women have 3 buttons at the top of their heads. They have a button that says no. They have a button that says yes, sex right now. The third button that says make him wait. The make him wait button is, well, this is a really nice guy. And this could be something special. So I don't want to fuck him too quickly. I might fuck this up. So I'll make him wait 3 or 4 or 5 dates and take me on dinner. And then we'll see what happens. So if you have too much comfort, you're too much beta or provider, then you're probably not going to get laid because it's going to take too many dates in order to do this. And then by then she'll be on the next guy. All right. So hang on a second. There is a third factor, which is ASD. Let me give you several scenarios I've experienced. And many of you have experienced these scenarios. Scenario where I'm on a first, second, or third date. Usually, I don't really do third dates anymore. Back in the day, I used to with women over 33. We'll talk about in a minute. So the number of dates doesn't really matter. You're on a date with a woman you haven't had sex with yet. Okay. You're on the date and it's obvious she is attracted to you. It's obvious. And if once you've been on a few dates, I've been on a number of triple digits. My dates I've been on hundreds of first dates, hundreds. It becomes pretty obvious when a woman is attracted to you. Then it's clear she's also comfortable with you. Maybe you're even doing sexual shit. Maybe you're making out in the parking lot or you're grabbing her ass in the parking lot and she likes it and she's moaning and she loves it. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So clearly you've achieved attraction. Clearly you've achieved comfort. And you say, let's go back to my place. She goes, oh, no. Oh, no. Immediately her shields just pop up. And you're like, well, this is weird. She's attracted to me. She's comfortable. This is really weird. Why is she saying no? And then after she says no, this is hilarious. This happens. Some of you experienced this. I certainly have. Before I understood what was going on. After she says, oh, no. I'm not. No. She goes right back to like flirting with you, kissing you, talking about fucking you. She goes right back into attraction. And you being a logical man, not understand how women work, like, well, wait, what the fuck is she doing? She doesn't want to go back, but she's all horny. And what the fuck is going on? Okay, I've had these scenarios. Maybe you've had scenarios like this, especially with women who are over the age of 33, which we'll cover in a second. It's directly tied into this topic. Another scenario I've had. Okay, I've had various variations of these scenarios. I had this scenario, or more than once, or a similar scenario. I'd be on a date, first, second, third, doesn't matter, with a woman, usually over the age of 33, if not close to that age, but not always. And we'll be like doing sexual shit in the parking lot or in the car. We just got out of the bar, right? And I'll say, let's go back to my place. Oh, no. You're like, it's not a big deal. You know, we're already doing this. It's okay. It's all right. Are you comfortable with me? Yes. Oh, I'm very comfortable with you. And it's obvious she is. Clearly she likes you. She's comfortable, all that stuff. Then she goes back to, after saying that, she goes back to make, I mean, she might even grab your dick. I mean, all kinds of stuff. You want to go back to, oh, no. So then the woman will leave, and then various things will occur. For example, she will leave, go home by herself because she didn't want to go home with you, even though she was attracted and comfortable. And then she sends you a text and she says, oh my fucking God, I'm so fucking wet right now thinking about you. Or, oh my God, when you kissed me, I just started gushing. Okay, she'll say this. This is the first text she sends. You don't send her a text. This is the first text she sends, which I call the ultimate IOI, ultimate indicator of interest. And as a man, you're going, well, God damn it. Why didn't you come over? Because you're not understanding what ASD is. Or I've had this. She goes all the way home, hour and a half later, right? You get a text out of your phone out of the blue, and she says, I just masturbated thinking about fucking you. And again, you're like, you know, you could have fucked me for real an hour ago. What the fuck, bitch? Because you're a dumb guy. You don't understand how this works. ASD, Anti-Slut Defense. Another scenario, which happens to a lot of you, almost all of you at a certain age range. And this is what I experienced. I've talked about this in my blogs and in books and things like that. Way back in the day when I was experimenting with this stuff and getting good at dating, I found an interesting pattern. And I wasn't sure about this until I checked my spreadsheets, because I had all this tracked on spreadsheets. And I found a very interesting pattern that if a woman was over a certain age, the odds of me getting to sex with her within 1, 2, or 3 dates was very low. But if she was a different age range, the odds were really high. And I went and collated the data and ran all the reports and all that stuff. Okay. And I found out that line was at age 33. So at age 33, I was seeing a bunch of women over 33 and a bunch of women under 33, their 20s or early 30s, what have you. Okay. Even back then, 18, 19-year-olds. But some women who were 35, 38, 42, 45. I didn't discriminate based on age. As I've said 10,000 times, I think women of all ages can be super attractive. Women in their 40s, as long as they don't get fat, are super hot. I've said this for 10,000 years. This thing about women hitting the wall, that is so irrelevant these days, unless she gets fat, which a lot of women do, especially in the Western world. I don't live in the Western world, so I don't have that problem. Hint, hint, get out of the collapsing Western world. Anyway, but I was having this challenge where, Jesus, if they're over, I believe the numbers, this is a long time ago. These might not be the exact statistics. The numbers I have in my head. I could be wrong on this. I think the data was back then, many years ago, if a woman was over the age of 33, only one, let me back up. If the woman was under the age of 33, my odds of getting laid with her within 1 to 3 dates was 4 out of 10. I believe that was the number. Today it's more than that, but back then those were the numbers. If she was over 33, using the exact same system, I wasn't trying to fuck these women on the first date. I don't do that. Second date, okay? Exact same alpha 2.0 Black Dragon system. First date, 1 hour, don't kiss. Second date, okay, the exact system, the exact guy, running the exact kind of game, the exact thing. If she was over 33, my odds of getting laid with her within 1 to 3 dates was 1 out of 11. Oh, I believe that was the number. That means I had to go on 11 first dates and maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 second dates and 3 or 4 or 5 third dates to have sex with one new woman. Kill me. And I just said, well, then fucking fine. I'm just going to draw a line. I talked about this at the time when I was on blogs and forums about this stuff. You know what? I'm just going to draw a line 33 back then. Today it's a little different. But I said, I'm going to draw a line 33. I'm not dating anyone over 33. And as soon as I did that, I got laid like a rock star. When I started focusing on just women in their 20s, holy shit. I'm like, this is so weird. It's the exact same thing. Why? ASD. All right. All these things are ASD. It is the third factor in addition to comfort and attraction. She also can't have too much ASD in order to fuck you. So what does ASD mean? ASD, Anti-Slut Defense, again, this is a term that comes out of the pickup artist world, is that thing inside women that they get from societal programming. This is all from societal programming. None of this is biological. This is all learned behavior from society. I'll tell you where they learn this shit in a minute. When a woman wants to fuck, she's new to you, okay? She doesn't know you that well. She wants to fuck you badly. She's perfectly comfortable. She's ready to fuck you right now, as long as maybe you wear a condom. But she can't do that because she doesn't want to feel like a slut. She doesn't want all of her girlfriends to find out that she fucked a guy on the second date and call her a slut. She doesn't want her mom to find out. And in some cases, she doesn't want you to think she's a slut. That's the make him wait category. Well, I don't want him to think that I'm a slut. I mean, this guy could be my husband, so he's a good provider and a good beta. He'll do what I say. I don't want him to think I'm a slut. So I need to make him wait, make sure I think I'm not a slut. Oh, I don't want men. She doesn't want other men to call her a slut. That's why you'll have women women over 33. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. Talk about women over 30 in a second. Because that's what ASD spikes. So you have this thing in there. If a woman is attracted to you and is comfortable with you, but she feels like she might be perceived as a slut by anybody, you, her, or any third party, she will say no. And it has nothing to do with your game. It has nothing to do with attraction. I used to go on pickup artist forums. I was on one of the big name guys back then, Black Dragon. And I would describe scenarios like this woman, masturbated, think about me, and why didn't she fuck me? What the hell? And a lot of these dumb pickup artists who didn't understand ASD would say, well, she wasn't attracted to you. She wasn't attracted to me? Why is she masturbating at home thinking about me if she wasn't attracted? If you think she's lying and making this up, why would a woman, think about this, why would a woman who's not attracted to you at all make up a story and say, I just masturbated thinking about you, when she's not attracted to you at all and doesn't want to fuck you? Why would she do that? She wouldn't. So I said, clearly there's more going on here. It's not just that she wasn't attracted. And I know when a woman is attracted. I know it's obvious to me. I'm experienced enough to know these things and comfortable. So a lot of men don't understand this. They have and what's interesting is, as I mentioned earlier, the modern day red pill world doesn't really discuss ASD. I'm going to tell you why they don't discuss it in a second, but they don't talk about it. To them, it's all about attraction and SMV and hypergamy. It's all this shit. They don't even address ASD. They just say, get six-pack abs and make $1 million a year and buy a Lamborghini. Maybe girls will fuck you, which is all bullshit. Okay. Yes, those things help. I have none of those things. I do just fine. I have never had any of those things. Never had a six-pack in my life. Never had a Lamborghini in my life. I mean, come on. Anyway. ASD, where does ASD come from? Let's talk about that first, or second, or third, wherever I am in my little spiel here. Where do women learn this crap? Because it's just crap. It's bullshit. Where do women learn this bullshit? From two groups of people. The first group is other women. Other women slut shame other women. Other women love to call, I don't know if you've noticed, love to call other women sluts and hoes and whores. The left-wing narrative of our collapsing left-wing world right now is that only men do this. No, women do this way more than men do. Way more. Women love slut-shaming other women, especially women who are hotter than them, or taller than them, or younger than them, or better looking than them, or have better tits than them, or longer hair than them. Why do women do this? Why do women slut-shame other women? Competition. That's why they do it. As I've talked about many times, and many other people have talked about this, throughout all human history, women could not use their physical prowess to dominate men, so they learned how to use mental shit to dominate men, and it's worked very well. And so when a woman says to another woman, don't be a slut, or why are you being a slut, or why are you be a hoe, you shouldn't fuck a guy on the first date, and that stuff, why is she saying that to that woman? Is she trying to look out for that woman's best interests? No. Now, she might be consciously, but at her subconscious DNA biological level, why is she saying that? Don't fuck that guy too quick. Why is she saying that? Because she wants to fuck that guy. Don't fuck that high SMV guy that I could fuck. Don't take all the good men away. Don't do that. Competition. Women are in constant competition for other men, especially high-value men. And in this modern era, this modern collapsing era in which we live, the post-masculine era, high-value men, as defined by women, are becoming less and less and less and less. So now women are even more competitive about this shit. This goes back to things why women, left-wing women, let me back up. Prostitution, of legal, keeping it legal or not, generally, at least used to be, historically, a left-wing issue. So if you're a left-winger, you are pro-legalization of prostitution. If you're a tradcon, Christian, conservative right-winger, oh no, prostitution's bad because the Bible says this and whatever, so it has to be illegal, right? However, you will find, and I've always found this for decades, older left-wing women are almost always anti-prostitution. They don't want prostitution legal. Now, if you ask an 18-year-old girl, she says, well, yeah, sure, it's your body, do whatever you want. You ask a 39-year-old married woman, should prostitution be legal? She goes, oh, no. Oh, no. Why? Doesn't want the competition. Matter of fact, if you ask a woman who says, no, it shouldn't be legal, usually this is an over 33 woman, usually with a boyfriend or husband, the first thing she'll start talking about is her boyfriend or her husband. I don't want my husband going and fucking some whore and give me some kind of STD. Right. She doesn't want her husband going to fuck someone younger and hotter than her who doesn't have to take her on dates and doesn't have to, he hands her $100 or $200 and bangs it. That is competition. Women hate that. All goes back to ASD. So the number one source for ASD is other women. What is the second source of ASD? This one's my fucking favorite. That is right-wing men. Thanks, right-wing men. Great. Right-wing men, tradcon men, many red pill men, many alpha 1.0s. Oh, don't fuck a slut. Women are, if they fuck more than 6 guys, they're a slut. Thanks, right-wing men, for making it harder for everyone else, including me, to get laid because you've increased ASD in society. Thanks a lot. That's great, guys. Wonderful. What a great thing you did. By talking about how women are slutty and it's okay if a man fucks 100 women, but if a woman fucks 100 men, it's terrible. Oh my God. What percentage of women fuck 100 men? God damn it. Especially these days. It's such a microscopic thing, but guys keep pumping up this sluts are bad thing that creates more ASD. Women hear this and go, oh, I don't want to be a slut. So when they go on a first date, second date with you and they want to fuck you, they say, nope. Because of guys, I won't mention names, but I can mention a lot of names. I won't. I don't want to start some internet shit, but a lot of guys whose names you know, many. I'm not talking about one particular guy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys off the top of my head. Big name internet guys who are always screaming about how bad it is that women to fuck lots of guys and sluts and hoes and you to find a good girl. And that's where ASD comes from, guys. Great. Thanks. This is great. This is one of the many reasons about a right winger instead of a minarchist libertarian. So that's the second source of ASD. By the way, are left-wing women and right-wing men getting more or less agitated about these topics as time goes on? More. Okay. Next. ASD increases because it's a measure of societal programming. So it's a measurement of her exposure to society. ASD increases every year a woman ages. So a 17-year-old girl is going to have a lot more ASD than an 18-year-old girl. This is why I've said when you're dealing with like 18 and 19-year-old girls, once they get over the, ooh, he's an older man thing, and they're attracted to you and comfortable with you, once you learn how to do that, you can buy one of my books on the Ultimate Open Marriage Manual, Ultimate Younger Woman Manual, okay, whatever. Okay, I'm not talking about sugar daddy game here. I'm talking about normal game, or that too. Once she's there, she will fuck you very fast. An 18-year-old will fuck you on the first date. No problem. She has very little ASD. She's 18. Will a 25-year-old do this? Yeah, possibly, but not as fast as an 18-year-old. Now, here's what's interesting. It goes up and up and up and up until you hit age 33 or approximately. Now, maybe the average is 32, 34. It's somewhere in there, but it's around 33. I've been quoting this number for a long time, and I'm right. And this is what I've experienced myself. Many of you have experienced this. So many of you are like, you know, I follow your techniques, and these women want a third date, and a fourth date, and a fifth date, and she says, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be a slut. And I said, these women are all over age 33, aren't they? And they say, whoa, really? How'd you know that? Yeah. At age 33, ASD spikes up on the chart. So it rises slowly, and then it hockey sticks up when she hits 33. It shocks way up, and it stays way up for the rest of her 30s, in her early 40s, into her mid 40s, and then it starts to eventually drop around age 50, depending on how she looks. I have talked about how the hardest women to have sex with quickly in the whole sexual marketplace are women in their 40s who still look really hot, of which there's more and more these days. Women who are skinny, fit, long blonde hair, super hot, no wrinkles, but they're, women like Pink Firefly, my wife. They're like in their early to mid 40s. Good luck trying to fuck any of those quickly because their ASD is so high. No. And what you'll see with women over 33 on dating apps and in conversations on text and in conversations, they will say things like, and you listen for these terms, you'll hear this stuff all the time. I do. Oh, I don't do that anymore. You'll read her profile. I'm done having my fun. I'm a lady now. I don't do that anymore. I'm a lady and, I'm a mother and, I have a career and ASD, 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 ASD. I don't do that anymore. So she's saying when she's 36, I don't do that anymore. When she was 25, she used to fuck guys the first, second date, no problem all the time. But now she's 36, she can't do that. Why? Her ASD has spiked to the stratosphere. For a number of societal reasons we could talk about. Other women, right-wing men. She needs to become a provider hunter, so she's screening out the players, and she needs a beta male to marry so she can, get free money when she divorces him because monogamy doesn't work. All that stuff. Okay? So when you have, that's why I always say when you have women over the age of 33, the 2-date model that I teach often will not work. I always say if she's over 33, you might have to wait another date or two. It might be 3 dates or 4 dates. And that's the way it fucking goes. And if that drives you crazy, don't date women over 33. If you prefer women over 33 because you're an older guy, a lot of guys do, great. Just be aware, the dating model I teach, you're going to have to go to 3rd date, 4th date, and then have sex. Because you're dealing with one ASD. This works like a top. This is very predictable. When you invite her over for the second meet, so my model, if you didn't know, is a 1-hour first date. You spend less than $23 unless it's a sugar daddy game. 1-hour first date. You sex talk. You sexual frame. Do not kiss her. Do not try to fuck her. 1 hour, get the fuck out of there. The second date, you invite her over to her place, have her come over, you talk, then you have sex. Try doing that with a woman over 33. And again, you can track this on spreadsheets just like I have and many of you have. If she's under 33 and she's attracted to you or interested, she'll say, hey, just come on over to my place tomorrow, like at 7 o'clock. You just hang out. By and large, she'll say, okay. If she's under 33. She's over 33, what's she going to say? Oh, well, matter of fact, she'll get a little ticked off. Little like, well, can we just, I'd rather not do that. I mean, can we just go have dinner? Let's go have dinner. Let's go karaoke. ASD. Women over 33 are actually a little offended if you try to get them over your house on the second date. Some of them, even the third date. They're a little offended. Now, was she offended when she was 23? No, she thought that was just fine when her ASD was low, but now her ASD is in the fucking stratosphere. That's offensive to her. I'm a lady now. I don't do that anymore. Excuse me, I'm a lady. I'm worth the wait. That kind of stuff. You'll hear a lot of these statements from over 33 women. I'm not a whore. I'm not a slut. You'll also hear something else I'm talking about, including with Pink Firefly, women over 33. Listen to them when they talk about younger girls. So when a woman is in her 30s or 40s, listen to how they talk about women who are like 18, 19, 22. Listen to how they talk about these people. They're all whores. They're all sluts. They're all stupid. They're all skanks. They're all bimbos. I mean, worse than anything you'll hear coming out of Andrew Tate's mouth or any red pill guy's mouth. What women say about other women, because women hate women. Talk about that a lot. What is that? ASD. That's her competition. When you're an older woman, the most terrifying thing on earth are younger women. Even if you're an older hot woman, if you're a smoking hot older woman, the most terrifying thing on earth is a younger hot woman. So what can they do? ASD, competition. So how do you circumvent ASD? Well, the first thing I just told you, focus on as young as you can. So I don't know how old you are. We're all different ages. If you're 27, you probably have no problem banging a 19-year-old. You're probably cool with that. If you're 47, that might turn you on, or you might think that's gross. If you're 55, you might want to go that low. So however old you are, go as low as you can. Follow the law in your region. Please follow the law. Consenting legal adults, age of consent. I'll say 18. I realize it's 16 and 15 and 14 in some countries. So wherever it's legal, replace the number 18 with wherever it's legal in your area or in your zone. Go as low as you can to that age because you'll deal with less ASD. You just will. When I started hooking up with 18 and 19-year-olds in my late 30s, early 40s, I was shocked at how fast we had sex because I was used to women who are my age in their 30s and 40s. Oh, can we, waiting to the 4th day to the 5th day of shit like that? Because they don't have ASD. So go as low as you can. Now, if you are an older guy and you're like, I don't want to hook up, I don't want to date 19-year-olds. Great. Go as low as you can, ideally under 33 if you can. Can you date a 25-year-old, 27-year-old, 30-year-old? Go as low as you can, low as you're comfortable. Now, if you don't like women under 30, a lot of you guys don't, great. Stick with women over 33. Just realize it's going to take a little longer. And that's okay. Can you get laid with women over 33? Yes, I've done many of them. Yes, but in most cases, it took longer. Now, how do you circumvent that? There's one way you can circumvent the ASD of an older woman, older meaning over 33. Here's how you do it. If you already know her. So any form of social circle game with women over 33 circumvents 90% of her ASD. I've had women over 33 who I've never had sex with before come right over to my place and fuck me instantly. Like within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but they already knew me through work or through friends or mutual acquaintance. They already knew who I was. The woman logic of this is if I already know who he is, I can fuck him and that doesn't make me a slut because I already know who he is. But if I just met him on a dating app, I can't do it because I'm a slut. No, does any of this make sense? No. If a guy's wearing a condom, it doesn't matter. Okay, but again, woman logic, ASD. ASD doesn't make any sense in the real world or a lot of sense. Just be aware of this. So that's one way you can circumvent ASD with older women, is you already know them. When I first got divorced way back in 2007, I've talked about this many times, the first 3 or 4 women I had sex with were all over the age 33. Is that true? Let me think a minute. Yeah. They were all over 33 because I was 35 or 6 at the time. One was 36, one was 41, one was 38, one was, how old was she? I forgot, but they were all over 33. I got laid very fast with all these because they already knew me. I talked about this after I got divorced. I made a list of all the women I wanted to hook up with who were not married, who I thought were single. And I made like a list of the top 4 or top 3. And I was able to hook up with 2 of the top 3. It's awesome. But they already knew me. So social circle game works well in circumventing ASD women of all ages, but certainly over 33. That's number 1. Number 2, for all women of all ages, you don't engage in dating behaviors when you're first dating a woman, first, second, third date, or pre-first date when you schedule the date. You don't do anything that spikes ASD. You can do things that will spike ASD, like sending her a picture of your dick, you dumb fucks. What do you think that'll do to her ASD? Boom, it skyrockets. What the fuck is this guy doing? Don't do that. Why do I say don't kiss on a first date? And if you don't kiss on a first date, your success ratio with getting laid is going to skyrocket just like it did with me and many of you. Why? Because the first day, if you make out with her, you spike ASD a little bit. Especially if you get like sexual with her in the car, but not always sex, you're spiking ASD. She drives home that night or that day, and she goes, I don't even know this guy's last name. I let him touch my boobs. Delete, block. Because you spiked her ASD. It's called buyer's remorse. Post-sex ASD is called buyer's remorse. So these player dudes, these pickup artist dudes who have a lot of game and they're very attractive, they don't have enough comfort, super attractive, not enough comfort, they get laid. They lay the girl quick. The girl goes home that night or that day going, oh my God, I had sex with this guy. I just met him yesterday. Oh my God, block, delete. You're spiking ASD. One of the many reasons I teach a model where you have first date 1 hour, don't kiss her. Second date, bring her to the house and then talk to her and then escalate to sex. One of the reasons that's so effective is it doesn't spike ASD anywhere in the process. It doesn't spike ASD anywhere in the process. When I talk about online dating, I talk about don't say anything sexual over texts or over the dating app ever until you've had sex with her twice. So when you're scheduling that first date, don't say anything sexual. Why? You're going to spike her ASD. You don't want to do that. You want ASD to be as non-issue as you can to wipe it out as a factor so you only have to worry about attraction and comfort, which are both things that are very much in your control. ASD is the thing that is in the least amount of your control. Attraction is 100% in your control. You can control how attractive you are. You can fix your teeth. You can lose weight. You can fix your hair. You can fix your wardrobe. You can become more attractive. You can wear shoe lifts. Okay. Comfort. There are certain things you do or don't do to make sure a woman's comfortable with you. You can fix that. Can you fix a woman's ASD? Not really. So all you can do is make sure you don't spike whatever ASD she has. other than screening out women who are high ASD, like over 33s. How are we doing on time here? Oh, we're doing great. Okay, great. What else did I say about that? That's it. What else can I give you in terms of technique to offset ASD? Oh, here's another one. There's so many. I talk about this when you have sex with a woman the first time. Guys say, well, how long should I wait to text her? You don't wait. If you these days, if you hook up with a woman and you just try to play it cool and you don't want to be too needy and you don't text her back, you'll never see her again. The very next, if it's in the evening, you text her the very next day. Hey, how's it going? Just thinking about that thing you said yesterday, but oh, cool. Great. You will spike her ASD, her buyer's remorse, if you don't do that. I've talked about back in the 80s, in the pre-internet era, we could play it cool. We could just not call a girl back for 3 days. Then she'd be all, oh, why is he coming back? And, oh, now I like him more. Those days are long gone. In the internet era with her phone and Tinder and Instagram and all these other places she's getting attention and all these other needs fulfilled, you can't do that the very next day. Or else she'll think you're a fuck boy or a player or whatever. Okay? Again, ASD. So just make sure that whatever you're doing, A, it's with women with the minimum amount of ASD, which is a nice way of saying younger women, as young as you can go. And B, don't do anything in your process to spike ASD. And then C, be aware of both attraction and comfort. You want a lot, but not too much. A lot of attraction, a lot of comfort, but not too much. Too much comfort, friend zone. Not enough comfort, she'll say no. Too much attraction, she'll ghost you. She'll have sex with you once, she'll never see her again. Not enough attraction, she'll say ooh, ick. So all my game and all my framing and all my experience, and now I just do this automatically, is based around 3 things. 1, maximizing my attraction as much as I possibly can. Number 2, getting to a correct level of comfort. Not too much comfort, a correct level of comfort where she feels comfortable with me, because I have a lot of experience with younger women. Okay. I come off as more of a paternal guy, a protective, safe. I am a safe older man. I'm not a creepy older man. I'm a cool, safe older man. That'll get you laid. And number 3, I focus on women who have A, lower ASD whenever I can. Yes, I have had sex with many women over 33 because I think they're hot, but that's not the norm in my case. And I don't do anything to spike ASD during the initial phases of the dating process. I go out of my way to make sure I don't say or do anything that will spike her ASD, especially if she's over 30. Especially, my God. 33 certainly. Because just to be aware, if you want to think of the chart in your head, I probably should have drawn a chart out for this, but ASD starts rising every year starting at age 18. It spikes a little bit at 27, a little bit, okay? Spikes a little bit at 30, and then 33, it just skyrockets. So a 28, 29-year-old woman's going to have more ASD than a 21-year-old woman, generally speaking, all the factors being equal. By the way, this is not related in any way to religion or her political beliefs. I'm talking about all Western women across the board. Doesn't matter. She can be religious and have lots of ASD. She can be religious and have no ASD. It's more a factor of age and things like that than it is for like religion or her parents or things like that. Because guys will seem to think that, well, if she's a Christian, she'll have more ASD because she's more pro. Oh, no. Are you kidding? Christian girls are the hardiest girls on earth. Wrong. Wrong. And you can have left-wing atheists, women, left-wing atheist women with sky-high ASD, like to university in your life. So it's nothing to do with political beliefs or religion. It's more a factor of age more than anything else. You nail that down. Just if you make the change of if you're dating women of all age ranges, you draw that line at 33 or 30. No one above 33 or 30. Not because you don't like these women. Those women are amazing. They're hot. I love them. Love them to death. I have several FBs right now who are in their early 30s. Love them to death. They're great. They're great. That's fine. We're doing that because we can get laid faster with women under the age of 33. It's the way it goes. And with less work and with less money and less hassle. Cool. All right. That's it. Do that. Now, here's one of these things. This is one of these podcasts where I give you advice. You go, oh, that's cool. And then you don't do it. Nothing I teach will help you if you don't fucking do it, you guys, as I've said 10,000 times. So make some notes, implement this in your battle plan the next time you see some women and improve. Don't just go, well, that was cool, and then not do it. I know this is entertaining. I just did Beavis and Butthead a few minutes ago. I know this is entertaining, but this is not entertainment. This is value-tainment, like Patrick Bet David. This is technique you can use to better your life, to live a more free and happy life, sexually, which is 50% of your sexual foundation. 50% of your life happiness foundation as a man is sex. The other 50% is money. That's your foundation. Then you stack on that spirituality, children, family, social, all right, all that other shit. Okay. So this is kind of important. Do this stuff. Implement these things. Don't just go, well, that was cool, and then go on to the next podcast. That's not how you assimilate information when you want to improve. If you're bored, if you're listening to my voice because you're bored and have nothing to do, and fine, do whatever you want. But if you're listening to the sound of my voice or watch this video because you want to improve, implement this stuff. Okay. All right. Let's talk about your questions. Let me scroll up here. I'll hang out for as long as I can. I have a very busy day today. I'm not going to hang out as much as I normally do on this, but yeah. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Where were we? Off topic. Is your personal trainer a big YouTuber? Yes. Although it's not working and it's not his fault. It's my fault because of all the transitions I made the last few months. I've lost some weight, but what's up with PF? How is the long distance aspect of a relationship working? I hate it. I hate it. She really hates it. But that's part of what I'm changing around. So I can't talk about that aspect of it. But maybe I'll have her on live. You know, I can't have her on a live stream. She's too nervous. I will do another PF video for you guys where her and I have to do a Zoom call or something. Actually, no. I'm going to see her next month. So I'm going to see her next month. I'm very excited. We'll do a video. We'll do another. Maybe we should do an Ask PF Anything video, or I could just kind of give her some topics to talk about. You guys let me know in the comments / chat if I have PF on a video for 45 minutes, what do you want her to talk about? Do you have topics you want her to discuss, or do you want to ask her questions? It won't be live. You'll have to, email in the questions like we did before, like last year. Let me know. I'm flexible. I got shoe lifts, as you said. I'm exactly 5'7", real height. Do you recommend I set my height on dating apps to 5'8" or 5'9"? I don't want to get called out. You're being outcome dependent. You don't need to worry about being called out. No one's going to give a fuck about you. Okay. No one, here's the newsflash. No one gives a fuck about you. No one's going to call you out unless you're a public figure like me. You're not. No, you could make, say 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". Make yourself 5'10". It's fine. That's fine. And then wear your shoe lifts the first and or second date. You can take them off after the first time you have sex. Don't wear them while you have sex. I get guys saying, well, what happens if you take the shoes off right before you fuck her and suddenly you're this midget? And then she'll say, ooh, gross, and run out of your house. That's not how it works. No man has ever experienced this. She won't care about that. Trust me. But a lot of short guys wear shoe lifts. It makes a big difference. I have a pair. I haven't worn them in years, but I have a pair. Do I have it in there? I think I do. Of a 1-inch lifts. Like when I do public events and shit, but I don't even wear those anymore. I don't care. Gives me one, because I'm 5. How tall am I? I'm 5'10" and a half. Exactly. If I'm barefoot. So I like that extra inch because I would love to be 6 foot. Can't, but I don't really need to because I'm so big. I don't really need to. I met a girl at a professional event, but we won't ever work together. We were talking about sharing some study materials for a professional test. So I gave her my card. Later, I asked if she wanted to. Okay. Get coffee with me. She said yes. How to get it sexual. Preface it somehow by indicating indicating it's non-professional. Treat it like a normal date. What if she wants to bring a friend? You make it sexual at the meet, not before the meet. If she brings a friend, she brings a friend. Then you text her later, and then I hit her for a meet, or a sexual meet. So you make it sexual at the meet. I've done things like this. I've done work social circle game. I've done it. It's great. Well, a really great place to do this is those of you are professionals, business conferences. Oh, those are a gold mine, especially if you don't mind having sex with married women. I don't do that anymore, but that, oh my Lord, holy shit. I have guys in my audience who their entire game is LinkedIn / business conferences. And they just get pussy. Now it's all one-off, one-night stand stuff, which I don't like, but yeah. Why would you need shoe lifts anyway? Would worrying about your height not be outcome dependent? No. Here's what I talk about height. If you are under the height of, what's the number I give? 5'8" in the Western world, that will be a demerit against you, especially if the woman you're going out with is taller than you. Women have a hard time mentally fucking men who are shorter than them. Yes, they can if your game is very strong, of course. But that's just one more demerit against you. So what I used to do is I would look at a woman's height on the dating app, and if she was tall, like 5'10", 5'11", I wear my shoe lifts. Because that's just how this works. And also, women do not logically compute, oh, I'm taller than him because I'm wearing 4-inch heels. So he's actually tall. He's actually not taller than me. They don't think that when they see you. They go, oh, man, he's short. So you do. So if you're a shorter guy, you need to wear shoe lifts. Yes. Well, obviously older, but my body is great. I'm 6'2", pretty good looking. Where do you think my alpha beta set point should be? Dial it back about 10%. The alpha about 10%. That's it. Do you think women find bears or heavy stubble attractive? Women don't find bears attractive. Women find facial hair attractive. Yes. Women find facial hair more attractive than clean-shaven men. Most women, not all. Yes. Caleb, how come you don't have facial hair? I'm not in dating mode. I don't need new women. I haven't been in get new women dating mode in years, or else I would have a goatee, which I used to have. Side point, you older guys, facial hair also makes you look older. So if you're my age, if you're in your 50s, you probably don't want to look older. So maybe if you're in your 50s, you shave it off unless you like facial hair. Also, if you have facial hair and you're going after much younger girls under the age of 23, you do not want any gray in the facial hair. You have gray on your head, you can't have gray in your facial hair. If you're not going after, if all the women are over 25, then it doesn't matter. New MLTR complains about me not responding every day. It's time to move on. You think I would always ask yourself this question. Would Caleb tolerate a woman doing this to him? You think I would tolerate an MLTR complaining every day? Within the second day, third day, I'd be gone, or say, look, give her a little talk. Look, you can do whatever you want, but I got to make a judgment call where I spend my time. You're going to keep complaining about this. I tell other people. Anyway, I just said thank you for being patient with me. Is there anything else I can say besides I'm busy? She keeps asking more questions. If it's every day and it's been a while, in person, when you talk to her next, you say, look, I'm a very busy guy. I'm not available very often. I can't see you every day. I can only see you about once a week or so, if that. If that's a deal breaker, I understand. Also, I have to make a judgment. You can do whatever you want. I'm never going to tell you what to do. But this is the alpha male 2.0 way of correcting female behavior. The alpha male 1.0 says, don't do that anymore. You have to have respect for me because the Bible says. So that's the 1.0. The alpha 2.0 says, look, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I'm busy. I live a very full life. I have to make a judgment calls where I spend my time. And if you keep doing this thing, I'm probably not going to spend as much time with you. Just letting you know. Now, you can do whatever you want. That's you talk. Just to add your topic about competition, most women and men are not getting married. When you say most, it's a small. That's another red pill myth. It's 49% who aren't getting married. That's a lot of people. Half of people still get married when they get into their 30s. People in their 20s aren't getting married. 20s. People in their 30s are getting married a lot. Therefore, more single women in the future than in the past. How will this trend affect dating for the alpha male 2.0? It will all these trends benefit us. It's a larger dating pool of available women with less men in the dating pool. All this benefits the alpha male 2.0. You have more women available in the dating pool. You have less men available because they're turning into incels. They women suck. Let's stay home. More men jerking off the porn and things like that. Great. More for us. The men who are in the dating pool are getting worse. The men who are in the dating they're awful. They're the worst they've ever been in terms of dating skills and neediness and outcome dependence. And I talked about this. I have a video on this YouTube channel, my Alpha 2.0 YouTube channel, where I was doing a live seminar. I've referred to it several times. You should watch it. I talk about how in the 80s, when I grew up back in the 80s, and even the early 90s, and certainly in the 70s, before my time, average everyday beta males had game. And the competition for them was tough. Today, we have no competition. You just slide through everything. It's great. I find that older divorced women just want to have fun. Once they've been on 4 or 5 dates with you, not the first or second date. Unless she already knows you. And if you don't believe me, try it. Go on any dating app you want. Go set up 10 first dates with women who are over 33, who you don't know. Try to fuck them on the first or second date and watch what happens. Try to even invite them over to your house on the second date. Now, here's the flip side of this. This is where guys get confused. Because I had pushback on this ASD thing. Well, older women have more ASD. I didn't say older women have lower sex drives. Let me make that clear. It's a very important point I forgot about. I am not saying the women in the 30s and 40s have lower sex drives than women in the 20s. No, the opposite is true. As a woman ages, she gets more ASD, but her sex drive also increases. So the highest sex drive women on earth are women in their 40s, by far. I've talked about this. The only women I've had get angry at me and give me drama over text when I couldn't come over to their homes to fuck them or they couldn't come fuck me are women in their 40s. Like, come over, fuck me. Oh my God, I'm so horny. I can't, I got this. Well, God, and they get all mad because you can't fuck them or they can't come over and fuck you. Women in their 40s. Have I ever had a 26-year-old girl say, well, God damn it, I want to have sex so bad and you're pissed? No. I'm not saying women in their 20s don't like sex. You get my point. So ASD spikes, but sex drive also spikes. So the advantage of older women, if you can think of one, because there is, once you overcome her ASD, you start having sex there, she will crave your cock like you will not believe. She will fuck the shit out of you. Now, the problem is she'll be a provider hunter and want you to marry her too. So, is the Guadalajara region a good place to find Mexican women that don't get fat after 25? There is no region like that. Sorry. The vast majority of women, Mexican women, get that square torso over 25. You're just going to have to go to any big city and play your odds. So I guess the best place for that would be Mexico City because there's so many Mexican women there. After having sex 2 times, a 30-year-old asked me to not have sex with anyone else. Exactly. Yep. And I said I can't promise that. She still wants to see me. Good sign. Good sign that she's attracted to you. Bad sign you're running into ASD. And demands may be coming. You reminded me of a woman I had sex with many years ago. She was 34. And this is not sugar daddy's normal dating. And I always hesitant because I know what that means. Even when I dated Pink Firefly, she was 33. And I was like, oh, man, she's over 33. She's going to be a bunch of bullshit. I want to have sex on the second date. Anyway, this woman met up, great, had sex on the second date. Whoa, that almost never happens with women over 33. Oh my God. I said, this is so great. So we met up a third time. We had sex again at her place. I'm like, this is so great. She's one of the exceptions to the rule because there are exceptions. There are exceptions to every rule about this stuff. So literally, I remember this like it was yesterday. It was over 10 years ago. I remember this like it's yesterday. I remember exactly what I was looking up at her ceiling when she said this. We're done having sex, and the sex is great. She's great. Hot, blonde, great. I'm very looking forward to this woman, being with this woman for a long time, as always. I'm laying on her bed next to her, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, after we have sex the second time, she starts throwing rules at me. She goes, okay, so the next time we go out, you have to buy me dinner, okay? And also the next time we go out, you need to buy me a pair of really nice sunglasses, okay? And then when I text you, you have to text me back, okay? And then and she starts listing all these rules. And I remember staring at the ceiling going, gross. Oh, you fucked it. You killed it. We could have gotten married, but you fucked it. Goodbye. I didn't say it that. I thought I didn't say it. And I didn't see her again. We still talked. We talked. It was nice. I'm not like you, bitch. I'm nice to women, but I'm like, and I remember walking down the steps out of our little house in Portland, Oregon going, why am I still messing with these over 33 women when they do this every time? Fuck, what am I doing? Got my car like, why am I waiting? Oh, man, I'm so excited. Fuck. So, yeah, this happens. Have you found running sugar daddy game is easier in third world countries? Yes, it's way easier because it's cheaper. And third world countries, women have less ASD. Let's talk about that. I didn't mention that. You guys can bring up all these ASD topics. They're great. Less ASD in South America. Latina women have less ASD than white girls. So you go to South America, you're always shocked at how easy it is to get laid because they don't have ASD down there. They have it, but not like the Western women. Okay? Places like the Philippines. Jesus, the Philippines has almost no ASD. Holy shit. Asia has about the same ASD. Asian women are about the same as white girls. Latino women have less. Black women generally have less ASD than white women. Generally, if you like black girls. Ooh, I was with someone a few weeks ago. Ooh. Mm-hmm. So yeah. The Mexicans get fat are the ones that get married early and have kids. Incorrect. And I'm not talking about, I didn't say all Mexican women get fat. What I said is they get this, they lose their hips. They fill out in the middle and their torsos become square shaped. And it's very unattractive. Almost all of them. It doesn't matter if they have kids or not. Super hot 45-year-old TikTok star in LA asked me to not see anyone else after going on 3 coffee dates. She still won't meet me at my house. Right. 45, highest ASD women in the world. Women, the highest ASD subcategory of all women in the world are women in their 40s who are still attractive. She's a TikTok star, so she probably looks good. Now, if a woman is 43 in her 40s and she's fat or she's homely, a lot less ASD. But if she's hot and she knows, well, if she's hot, she knows she's hot. She's in her 40s and still hot. I mean, I've mentioned this. If Pink Firefly ever got divorced from me or I died and someone tried to fuck her, good luck on the first, second, even third date. Her ASD is so high now. She's 44 and she's hot as fuck. She was, decent ASD when I was dating her back when she was 33. I've told this story several times. I had to wait the third date. No. Best countries to bang and date hot Arab women. That's difficult in any country. Have you had BJ ASD? What the fuck is that? This category is women who blow you on the second date, but the next day they said they went too far. Oh, I see. I've discovered this woman language for I'm not over some other guy. Possibly. It doesn't have to be a BJ. It can be any sexual thing. Boobs, anything sexual. I talked about this earlier. Yeah. I'm not over a guy, or I'm over 33, or yeah, those are 2 often reasons. Yeah. I tried limiting my dating app age under 33, but got worse results overall. I would need more information. That doesn't make sense. I got more matches with girls in their 20s when my age range was higher, as if the algo is punishing you. I would need a lot more information to comment on that. I don't know why. A friend of mine is decent looking, decently tall and ripped, but has severe social anxiety to the point where he can't look at women in real life. Is this a mental health issue? Yes. If it's that bad, yes. Caleb is smart. Thank you. Caleb, what from Red Ash said, I wonder if you purposely create a new dating app to restart, then swipe only women over 33 to get a good algo store, and you can thank me. I don't know. Try it. I have no idea. These algorithms change every month, guys. You can't, it's just like, running Google ads or something. Whatever works now will stop working in 3 or 4 months. You got to do no thing. It sucks. Okay, some of you are giving advice to the people. I have anxiety with women where I can't look at them in real life as I think every woman finds me hideous. Are you the same guy other guy was talking about? Okay, David Castle, you're being weird. You talking about yourself or a friend? You're not making any sense. From my limited experience in LA, it seems like your age limit of 33 should be lowered to 29. Yes. So LA, yes. LA is one of the more difficult dating markets. You're right. ASD spikes sooner in certain cities. So basically everywhere in Southern California, you might lower it to 29. Yeah. Yeah. Why the fuck do you live in California, you fucking idiots? Do you realize that California, the state of California, and I've said this for many years, the state of California is literally one of the worst places in the world, not the United States, the world, to live for an alpha male 2.0. Financially and sexually, it's one of the worst places in the world to live. The only excuse, if you live in California long-term and you're not planning on leaving ASAP, is you are like a 7 or 8 figure earner and you don't care how much taxes you're paying. Okay. If you make, $17 million a year, all right, fine, stay in California. Other than that, what the fuck are you doing in California, dude? Jesus Christ. If she's ridiculously attracted to you, do you have to provide commensurately more comfort than a man if she's less attractive? No, don't do that. No. Stand at a level of comfort and then move forward with pussy. No. You say monogamy doesn't work for women because they are serial monogamous. Yes. But most women, while they're in an OLTR relationship, don't even want to fuck other men. So technically for women, it does work. An OLTR relationship is not monogamy. The man is fucking other women. If I have sex with other women and my wife doesn't, my wife is not in a monogamous relationship. Her husband is fucking other women. Number one. Number two, OLTR marriages and relationships can also end. I never said anywhere that OLTR marriages last forever. They can also end. What I've said is if they do end, first of all, the statistics appear to show, we're not sure about this yet, appear to show they do last longer. Non-monogamous does last longer. They appear to show this. But if they do end, the damage is less. You don't get divorce rate, things like that. She's not in a monogamous relationship because she knows other women find you attractive. Pink Firefly is acutely aware that other women find me so attractive they will fuck me. Is that true if you're in a monogamous relationship with a woman, you're not fucking anyone else except her, and her attraction for you goes down the tubes? That's why non-monogamy works better. Non-monogamy isn't perfect. A lot of you get jealous. That's a problem. I agree. But that's the only problem. There's 14 problems with monogamy. There's one with non-monogamy. So which one do you think is better? So why don't guys have ASD? Wouldn't they have competition with each other as women do? So men do not have ASD in the traditional sense because you are not punished by society by fucking lots of girls. If you walk into a room with a bunch of your friends and you tell them you've had sex with 74 women, are they going to go, wow, you fucking slut? What a piece of shit. They're going to go, oh, dude, that's awesome. That's why we don't have ASD. We get rewarded for fucking lots of people when they get punished by society for fucking lots of people. That's why we don't have ASD. However, I have mentioned before on my blogs and a few times on my YouTube channel, there's a certain type of male ASD, and that's when men are scared when a woman wants to fuck them quickly. I've talked this many times, and you'll see the same comments and responses when I say this again. You're on a first date with a woman, and it's 10 minutes. It's not sugar daddy. And she goes, let's just go to your place. Most modern day men go, whoa, 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 whoa. And they go, and I've had guys say this in my audience, in the comments. Well, I would check for hidden cameras. Oh, she's trying to Me Too me. You're an idiot. I've had women do this to me. I say, great, let's go. And I have sex. Last time that happened was with a 19-year-old girl. We were in a little shitty restaurant. We talked for like 15 minutes, not sugar daddy. Then she goes, you want to just go to your place? I'm like, sure, let's go. Get right up and go and fuck. Wear a condom. But men, a lot of men won't do this. They go, whoa, that doesn't make sense. There's something going on here. There's something not right about this because they're betas and they're pussies and low T. And so they have male ASD. And you'll see more and more of that. You see more and more of that today than you have before because men are more beta than before. Men are lower T than before. Men are terrified by things on social media. Men are scared, more scared than they've ever been in modern Western history. All these factors create a little bit of male ASD. But the simple act of you having sex with lots of women doesn't create societal backlash. Therefore, you don't have the typical ASD. Good question. If you get a woman to come straight to your place on a first date, but don't have sex, how hard is it to have sex on the second date? Moderately, not hard, not easy, moderately. Don't try to fuck women on the first date. This is my model. If you want to follow someone else's model, go ahead. The Alpha 2.0 dating model is, the bold Black Dragon dating model is 1 hour first date, not at your place. You don't try to ask her back to your place on the first date. That will spike ASD. On the second date, you ask her to come over. You never, ever try to fuck under my models, and I follow this model. Sugar daddy's a little different. You don't try to fuck a woman on the first date unless you know for 98% certainty she's ready to fuck you right now. That's rare. It happens, but it's rare. Even if she's hot to trot, she might not have enough comfort. So you don't do that. So you violated my model by doing that, which you shouldn't do. Caleb, I actually wonder if you look like her ex. She tells you getting bed will be easier. This is my experience. Or could it be I just follow your dating model? But it's an interesting thought. Yes, if you look like, there's data to support this. If you look like a woman's ex, or this is going to be a little creepy, but it's true. I'm experiencing this right now with somebody. If you look like a woman's dad, sometimes that'll help for whatever psychological reasons you come up with. So yes, that can happen. Most women don't have a type. Men have a type. Some women do. Pink Firefly does, but most women don't have a type. So that's not with all. That's not what I just said. Is not with most women. It's some women. Pink Firefly likes big, giant men. Big, beefy guys like me. You look at all of our ex-boyfriends, she doesn't have that many, but they're all big, beefy guys like me. They're all big. They don't look like me, but they're big like me. And all the celebrity guys she thinks are really hot, the 2 or 3, they're big, giant football players with big necks, and they're giant. She can't stand little, skinny guys. But that's her. Most women don't have a type. Men have a type. We have a type. I definitely have a type. You have a type, probably, right? My wife and I don't feel connected when we go to bed at night, feel distant. That's typical, yeah. If you're monogamous, yeah. No, you said, and Pink Firefly have an hour-long conversation per day. What can I propose to my wife to fix? A routine? No. If she's not feeling connected to you, she's lost attraction. You need to start alphaing up. Act more like an alpha male around the house. Dress nicer. Stand taller. Get shit done. Be gone more often. Be working on something. Alpha up. Alpha up. You don't say, what should we do to get more connected, honey? That'll make attraction worse. You should also go on dates. Your wife, you should go on a date night at least once a week. That's a valid technique for married couples. If you're monogamous, there's not much you can do. I'm sorry. Caleb, could you take a look at the 2024 Economic Freedom Index for Heritage Foundation? I could, sure. Maybe later in the year I'll do that. I have a live stream coming up at Unchained CEO in a few weeks where I go through Goldman Sachs prediction for the highest GDP growth countries the next 50 years. I have a whole list of data. That'll be really interesting to go through that. Would like to hear PF talk about her dating life and what she talks about with her friends and family acquaintances. Sure, okay. She doesn't have a dating life. She doesn't date guys. Can you tell us a story about the sugar baby from a few weeks ago? I was successful. That's all I can tell you. Remember Beavis and Butthead where he goes, I have seen the top of the mountain and it is good. That was me. I can't give you any details, sorry, but success. So there is someone else who I'm seeing tomorrow night. Similar scenario. And I've decided this is the last one for a while. I've been doing a little too much of this lately. I need to focus more on my work. And other things, I'm reconfiguring my woman life. So this is the last time I'm probably doing this for a while, unless something falls into my lap. That's different. I'm talking about new women, existing women. Yes. So I'm probably not going to be doing this much anymore because I don't really need to do it. I've done it so many times. I'm good. So is there equivalent of TH and pleasure of sex for women? No, there is not an equivalent for that. No. What do you think of an AI-based app that does texting suggestions during dating, AI dating coach stuff? Yes, that would probably work. I don't know if it'll work right now, but at some point very soon. Here's the prediction for AI. The CEO of Bumble just came out and talked about this a few weeks ago. What she is predicting is that I think it's a she. You might be right. Is the future of online dating with AI will be, you will not do any online dating. There will be an AI version of you, a complete AI version of you that will date virtually 10,000 other AIs of women, and you'll get a match. And then when you get a match, then you'll go out and meet her and you'll be a match because you've already dated, even though you've never met her. Weird. That could be. Who knows? Get ready for big changes. Hang on. Do you know what happens if the tan you get with those wipes you recommend can hold up to exfoliating and face wash routine? No, they don't. What's your protocol for eating box on a first date? I always wear a condom, but feel I don't want to catch an STD, and I feel weird asking proof of clean on her part if she wants to fuck that night. The easiest thing is just don't do it, but make her feel with your finger or a vibrator or something else. That's the easiest solution. Have I done that on the first date? Yes. It's not typical, but I've done it. But I've had lots of first sexes and first meets and things. So I'm a statistical anomaly. Then just don't do it. Wait, 2 or 3 times, then start doing it. Well, that's fine. There's no rule that says you have to eat out a girl on a first date. There is a rule you have to make her come, or close as you can. But there's lots of ways to do that without your tongue. Finger, dick, although that's hard. Vibrator. All kinds of things you can do. Herself in some cases during sex. There's all kinds of things you can do. Hang on. If you were born with a silver spoon up your ass like Tucker Carlson, what would you have done with all the money you would have inherited from your daddy? I don't know. You have to give me way more information. How much money am I inheriting? I don't know. Is it 10 million or is it 2 billion? There's a big difference. It depends on how much I would inherit. If monogamy is not natural, then isn't it okay to have a lot of kids and a lot of women and not raise them? By what standard? That's up to you. I've said before, Caleb's personal opinion, this is not fact, this is my opinion, is that it's shitty for children to go around the world impregnating a bunch of women and then never raise the kids. You're going to contribute a bunch of broken children to the world. Is that what you want your legacy to be? It's not what I want mine to be. So that's my opinion. That has nothing to do with monogamy or not. What would make sense is you impregnating many women and you're involved in their lives somehow on a regular basis. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Never a problem with that. The issue I've had with that is when you as I've talked about many times on my blogs, when you have multiple wives living in the same home, that's drama hell. That's hell on earth. Multiple wives. Now, if you have multiple wives in other places or multiple baby mamas in different parts of the city or different parts of flags you visit regularly, that'd be okay. Sure. Be great. My sister appeared on the Matt Walsh new show called Judge. Cool. On the Daily Wire. Have you had a relative being on the show? Yes. You guys don't know. You young guys won't know what this is. You older guys know exactly this. Remember Donahue in the 80s? Donahue was like Oprah in the 80s. My parents were both on Donahue because my mom was on stage. My dad was in the audience. And for the whole episode, like 1988 or something like that, it was huge. Because my mom was a nun, virgin nun, married by dad, got married, had 5 kids, and they were still married. So it was about, the topic was people with amazing life changes. So yeah, my parents were on national TV in the 80s. Yep. Hilarious. What's really funny about that is they still have the videotape too. I should get a copy of it. My mom's a very cute, perky woman, so she's up talking and smiling. And Donahue back then, if you're young, you didn't know this. If you're old, you remember. He would go out in the audience and have people ask the people on the panel. And so Donahue went in the audience. So this young guy gets up and asks my mom. He goes, I can't even get a date. He's like, you married a guy, you were a nun and married a guy and had 5 of his children. I mean, is this guy like a super stud? I mean, is this guy like super good looking and like he must be the most amazing guy on earth? And then Donahue goes, well, we happen to have Linda's husband, Terry, right in the front row. And they bring up my dad. My dad, love my dad, not good looking at all. So it's funny to see this. My dad has been bald his whole life, overweight his whole life. It's hilarious. Fantastic man. I love my dad. But, it was a cute little moment. My dad definitely married up. And thank God I look more like my mom than my dad. That's better for my face, worse for my body, because my mom has more fat people in her family than my dad does, even though my dad's overweight too. I have a channel, a YouTube video on Alpha Male 2.0 channel where I interview my dad. You can go watch it from like a year or two ago. So yes. Yes. I have had the opportunity to go on a show once. Can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I could, but I said no. But other opportunities I would say yes to, just have to be certain ones. I know money managers with stocks, options, and futures are kind of fucked with AI, but I'm assuming trading your own money for profit is safe from AI and may even get more profitable, right? Yes, use AI tools to do it. Yes, use AI to help you trade. Yes. How do you kiss your woman knowing she has sucked dick? Any tips to not be afraid of kissing women? Are you King Cobra? You are. How did I know? I can now identify you by the questions you ask. You mean in her entire life? What does that mean? If she just sucked a guy's dick, you're welcome to say no. In her entire life, she sucked a guy's dick 3 years ago, so you can't kiss her? You're being insane. Do you find that on a dating app for the hot women, it is mandatory to set a super like? No. To have any chance of match between her and 9,000 are men that's seen her, a woman mentioned before she has 9,000. You saw the live stream I did 2 weeks ago where I showed this particular woman's Instagram model's dating app, the number of likes and shit. No, you don't need to super like. That won't help you. If your woman decided to take girls' trip to Miami knowing that women in Miami cheat, would you still let them as she will have sex with a man in Miami? I don't understand you. I teach non-monogamy. My wife can fuck whoever she wants. Have you had a situation when a woman said that she would not date you because you are white? If so, how did you react to handle that? You know what? One time, a long time ago, 15 years ago, she was like 19. It was through social circle game. She was a relative of some other girl I had, and she was a cute white girl, but she had a thing for black guys. And I tried to hook up with her, and she goes, 2 problems. 1, older, because she didn't like older guys. 2, white. How did I handle it? I don't care. I said, okay. And I fucked someone else. A lot of young girls have boyfriends their age, but most of them will cheat on their boyfriends. The younger a woman is, the more likely she is to cheat. Yes. 18, 19, 20-year-old girls cheat like mad dogs. They cheat like maniacs. And now these days, they just tell the boyfriend, I'm going to go fuck other guys. And the beta goes, what? Okay. My experience is Santa Navy women don't have much ASD sex early. Yes. Yes. Some Scandinavian have less ASD. Australian women have less ASD. Who else has less ASD? American and Canadian women are about the mid range. French women used to have less ASD. Now today, I think they have more. I think they've gone the other way. German women have more ASD. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this is all societal programming, so culture is a factor in this. Yeah. Mexican women start to look like SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah. I hate that because I think Mexican women are so hot. When Mexican women are hot, they're so hot. Damn it. And it's like at 24, 25, they lose that. They just fill out in the middle, and it sucks. And some of the younger ones even have that. And they're gorgeous. They're hot, beautiful face, hair, amazing tits, amazing ass. And they just have this, it's not fat, it's this shape of their torso. It's a racial thing, I guess. I don't know. How do you deal with approach anxiety? I feel depressed because I didn't approach my dream girl at a coffee shop. You're trying to go too high, too fast. You work up to it when it's day game approach anxiety. So years ago, Good Looking Loser had a whole AA approach anxiety destroyer program. What you do is you go out every day or 5 days a week, and you say, I have to say hi to 5 girls. Doesn't matter who they are. Could be an old lady, could be a little girl, doesn't matter. I say hi. Hi. I say hi to 5, and I can go home. I'm done. You do that for a few days. Then you say, hi, how you doing? To 5 women, again, including old ladies. Hi, how you doing? Do that for a week. You build up to it. You don't go, oh my God, there's my perfect dream, perfect 10. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Oh my God. Oh, now I feel like shit. That's not going to work. I once talked to a woman whose husband was sucking dick. Then she divorced him. Oh, I'll tell you a story in a second. Have you met women with the same experiences? Bro. Way back when I had employees in my companies, before I converted to Alpha 2.0 business model, when I was location dependent, the main woman in one of my businesses was, she was so sweet. She was a sweetheart. She was like the office manager. We were really good friends. And she was sitting in the office when they were talking. She told me the story about her best friend who got divorced from her husband. And this was so funny. She's like, it was really bad. I said, what? What happened? What happened? She goes, I don't know if I should talk about it. It was really bad. Go, tell me. Oh, come on. Tell me. She goes, okay. So she was out with the kids, 1 or 2 kids, 1 kid. This is a young woman in her 20s, late 20s probably. And she comes home, opens the door, walks in, and her husband is naked on the floor with another man. I said, whoa. And as she was relaying to it, she's like, her face was like this, like, women, most women, there are a lot of exceptions. Most women are super disgusted about the concept of a man cheating on them with another man. Whereas guys, if a woman fucks a woman, that's hot. But women are terrified. That's like a woman's worst nightmare is their husband's secretly gay, because it's all about she has no sense of femininity and desirability, and it's all a lie. And so women are terrified. This is like a nightmare for women. So even as this woman is relaying the story of her whole body is tense, and she goes, so then I asked her, I said, all right, it was a workplace environment. I didn't want to get detailed like I was on a first date. I said, I'm going to ask you a question. I said, we're at the workplace. I'm going to make this as appropriate as possible. Her husband was doing it. Was he doing it with another man? She goes, yes. And I said, okay, hang on. I said, was he giving or receiving? Because I wanted to know, not only is he gay, was he the girl or the man? Because in every gay couple, doesn't matter if they're lesbians or gay guys, there's a woman and there's a man, right? So she literally does this. Her face is crinkles up. She moves her hands. She goes, he was receiving. I went, oh, God, that's even worse. Not only is he gay, he's the chick. She's like, yeah. She was almost crying. She felt so awful for her friend. So this shit happens. Yes, gay dudes marry chicks. I've said 10,000 times, not 10,000. I've said before, if I was gay, man, I'd be so gay. I'd be banging dudes all over the place. I'd be leaning into that so hard. But a lot of gay guys, oh no, my mom and my religion and blah, blah, blah. And they marry women and then they're miserable for 15 years. Then they get divorced and it's a nightmare and they have kids. And as I've said many times, alpha male 2.0 in particular, be who you are. How to game the hot recruiter. I haven't seen her in person and she lives in Chicago. Dumb question. Stop asking dumb questions, King Cobra. Should I travel once? Oh, God, dumb question. Which countries have the lowest ASD in Asia? Philippines. If you like Arabs, go to Morocco and visit a nightclub. Well, Morocco's a good place. That's true. Another really good place is Lebanon. My understanding is, I've never been there. From all the Arab people I know a bit. Lebanon is where the party's at. That's where the Arab party capital is Lebanon. John Anthony Lifestyle says he has sex with hot transgender women. Would you do the same if she is hot? I would not. I've told the story about how I went on a first date with a transgender woman and she was beautiful and a great person, but nothing happened because I couldn't do it. But she was real. I told that story. I've told it at least twice. She was beautiful. I had no idea. No idea. I'm sitting there looking right at her. I'm like, even after she told me, I'm like, what? I don't see any guy in there. She was a woman, except she still had a dick. Can't do it. I can't do it. That makes me transphobic or whatever, right? Of course. Do you have any other requirements for OLTR other than no drama, okay with you banging others, traveling with you? What else to look for to ensure compatibility? That is up to you. Those are the global requirements. All the other requirements are individual to you. You're going to have requirements that I don't have. I'm going to have requirements you don't have. So what is the requirement for you? You're going to live with a woman for the long term. What are your requirements for her? Low drama, low jealousy, handles the talk. Those are the baseline requirements for all OLTRs. Then you add on your own list of requirements for her specifically. So what I would pick Firefly is I made a list of things she must have. This is before I met her. Okay. I wrote a list because I wanted an OLTR before I met Pink Firefly. It was always the plan. The eventual plan. It wasn't no rush. I made a short list. Don't be a woman and list 10,000 things. Short list. I had a short list of things she must have and another short list of things that would be nice to have. And so once I met her and we started getting serious, I went back to that list. She had all the things that must have, and she had like half of the things that would be nice to have. Caleb was on the list. I don't remember. I should pull it up. I remember one of the items that would be nice to have that she didn't have is lots of hot girlfriends. She does not have that. She does now, but back when I was seeing her, she didn't. Because my prior girlfriend had lots of hot girlfriends. And have you had sex on your backyard where neighbors can see? Yes. Have you had sex on the balcony? Yes. Any stories? Many stories. Just don't be overt about it because they can call the cops. But yeah, I've done it. Yeah. If you're terrified, you're outcome dependent, you're a pussy. But just don't go in your neighbor's yard, your front yard, and fuck in front of their kids. And be a little discreet. But if someone, here's my thing. If you do it outdoors, okay, you do it in a way where the only way someone can see you is that they literally like have to look around and peer around and then they see you. Then they can't complain about that without being idiots. I've done it in parks, but not out in public. You're behind stuff. Is it possible to do 5 flags with an OLTR who has young kids? Only if she wants to bring the kids with them on your travels. And some women will do that. Most will not. There are some that do that. There's YouTube videos of like husband, wife couple with 2 little kids and they live on a boat. They travel the world. They go around the world. And, I have a cousin who, her and her husband bought this really expensive, fancy camper. and they drive all over the world. They're going all over South America now and they have a kid. But most women aren't going to do that. Best approach to build a roster in a new country. New permanent flag. Everything I talk about. Get on all the dating apps. Start going on lots of first dates. Lots of second dates. Start roping in FBs and MLTRs. That's it. I did that when I moved to Dubai. I did that when I went to Paraguay. I did that when I went to other countries. So I have people all over the world now. So you just, get to work. You'll have it. Women only find 20% of men attractive. That's probably about right. How much of this Evo psyche, natural versus societal programming? Oh, evolutionary psychology. I'm not an anthropologist, so I don't know exactly. Shouldn't their ratings follow a bell curve? Men's does. Has feminine skews female perception of men? No, it is not. That last part, no. Women were like that in the 80s. They were like that in the 1800s. They were like that all these guys think this was horrible. Everything was great a few years ago, and then feminism fucked everything up. Women have always been like that. It's just that in the 50s, when they were like that, the uglier girls married the uglier guys. That's all. Now, the uglier girls wanted to fuck the hot guy, the football player, but they couldn't. The only difference, what's changed is online dating. I saw someone online, was it Ty Lopez? Someone saying, I could do a whole podcast on this. Maybe I will. Is it healthy for humanity, for society, to have an app called Tinder where 70 million people are on it? You're swiping through 70 million people versus what we used to do where we lived in small towns. And everyone could just meet people and then you'd marry one of the people you met in your small town. He goes, well, which ones is Tinder really better? He goes, I don't know. My argument is both those were bad. Living in a small town is awful for a man and a woman. And swiping on Tinder is also not very good. We need a mid-range point. I want to get off topic, but I can do a whole thing on that. Getting residency in Paraguay. I agree about California. Good. I saw leaked OnlyFans sex tape. Hang on a second. I got to go in a few minutes. A few more questions. Really quick. I'm about to announce this either in a few hours or tomorrow. For just 5 or 6 days, and I'm doing this because of the SMIC vault we did a few months ago, worked so well, you will be able to get all of my courses, all of my mini courses, and all of my books. 8 books, 9 or 10 courses, about 22 mini courses, $15,000 worth of stuff. You will get all of it for about $300. Only for about 5 days, and then I'm shutting it off. And about shortly, either in a few hours or tomorrow. And if you just want the dating stuff, you get just these. You just want the 5 flags business stuff, you can just get that, or you want everything, get that. I've never done anything like this in my life. And see how it goes. Only for 5 or 6 days. And it's not like you can still get it. It'll be cheaper. No, I'm shutting off. You won't be able to do that. I'm not selling all my stuff for $300-$400 forever. Are you kidding? So I'm about to announce this. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel and or my mailing list if you're on my list. I saw a leaked OnlyFans sex tape of a hot young blonde chick doing it on the theater. Have you had sex in a theater? No, I've never done that. I have no interest. That's a fantasy I have, to do that with a hot blonde chick in public. Go ahead, do it. What do you think about selling B2B services to California businesses remotely because their prices are much higher there? Depending on the niche you choose, that could work, yes. As long as it's not something that'll be put out of business there or something like that, you'd be careful about selecting your niche, but that could work, yes, if you're careful. I once met a blonde chick who was Puerto Rican mix with Polish, and she was hot. I did not got with her. Sad. Have you been with a blonde Latina mix or something like Polish or Russian or Ukrainian? All those, dude. I've been with all the above. Any stories? Many stories. Tristan Tate is legit. Tristan Tate has an ebook called The Player's Year, and he shows his receipts of naked women, and they are hot. Yes, he's rich, good looking, has a lot of SMV, yeah. And in the end, he is naked. Would you ever do something similar? I will never do that because I'm not going to get sued. I have a whole article about why I will never do that. There's an article on my blog. You can go read it called If You Think I'm a Liar. And I go through all the details of why I won't show photos. 2 words, Tom Torero. Look what happened to him, because that's what he did after I said I wouldn't do it. By the way, alphamale20.com and the new Alpha 2.0 blog is ready. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. I'll share this really quick. If you're listening to the podcast, I will describe. Let's see if I can do this. Hang on a second. This is what you guys have all been asking for. And now it's ready. We've been working on this for like 5 months. Hang on. All right. Do you see the Alpha Male 2.0 website? Put in the chat if you can see the Alpha Male 2.0 website, the new website. Can you see it? Do you see it? Yes or no? Just put yes or no. Do you see the new Alpha Male 2.0? I know it takes a minute for me to see your texts, your responses to the chat. Yes, you see it. Okay, great. All right. So what we've done here, we've simplified everything. So it used to be very, there used to be all kinds of stuff on my site. It's very simple. Blog, store, 90-day business builder, video, and podcast. That's it. If you go to blog, you just click blog, and guess what has returned? The Alpha Male 2.0 Black Dragon blog. The same format we had before. All the other articles that were at the old temporary version of the blog are now over here. If you go to, the article archive, this is awesome. Check this shit out. This is what you guys wanted. Hang on. There you go. Every blog post, just like at calebjones.com for the business and political articles, sorted by category. You can also click here and sort them by date. Bam, everything. There it is. So if I go to an old article, beta male polyamory. Let's click that. Actually, no, I got to click on the same tab or it won't work. Whoop. Show you how this looks. This is awesome. It's in the beautiful, nice font we used to have many, many years ago. All good. The links work. Now, some of the formatting on some of the old posts are a little weird. At some point, I'll get around to fixing that. Maybe you have an intern do that. All the comments are there on the correct names. Awesome. So this is all at alphamale20.com. All yours. Exactly what you guys wanted. A number of you were complaining about the temporary blogs I had up because you did not read the first post where I said, this is temporary. Why do these blogs look so shitty? Because it's temporary. Now they look good. So calebjones.com, there's a blog there. All the old blog posts from the Caleb Jones blog and the Sublime Your Time blog, the Unchained CEO and Sovereign CEO, all those there. And then Alpha Male 2.0, all the ones from the Black Dragon blog and the Alpha Male 2.0 blogs. Cool? Cool. All right. All right. A few more questions, and I got to get the fuck out of here. Let's see. Where do we lead off here? What the fuck? Jeez. Did I lose my place? Where are you guys? You guys are asking a lot of questions. I may not get to all these questions, guys. I apologize. You guys have a lot of questions today. Jesus Christ. Where are all these new questions coming from? Did I not see these? Oh my God. I don't get where all these new questions came from. What the hell? Okay, hang on. I'm still looking where I left off. Sorry. Hang on a second. Okay, I think that's where I left off. I have a former Australian real estate agent who might be forming one of the largest agencies. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Should I ignore a career as a real estate agent? If it's location dependent, yes, of course you should. That's what 90-Day Business Builder said, research the niche B2B. A 90-Day Business Builder also says location dependent, don't do it. Would you consider using steroids to maintain your physique when you are getting close to your 70s? I will never do steroids ever. No, I will not. That's part of my code. I don't do drugs. Nope. And TRT is not drugs. You're replacing what you already had. I'm not talking about getting stupidly muscular, just doing enough to maintain a good physique. No, I'm worried enough taking human growth hormone. I'll start doing that probably. But again, that's replacing what you have. So no, I will never do that. No. If you're a 2% exception rule and look extremely young at 39, does it make sense to target VYW as a younger man to avoid all this? Sure. Absolutely. I did. Yeah. When I was a kid, I caught my mother having sex with my uncle. Cool. In the window, and she was married, and he was married with three kids. Years later, my father told me that my mother was cheating, and it happened several years ago. That's great. For women over 33, another few ways I found to get around it. Okay, well, if you're giving advice, I'm going to move on. You guys can read this. They got separated. Does this approve marriage does not work, or monogamy does not work? A relationship, no. Monogamy does not work. Marriage can work. I'm married. Marriage can work. Monogamy can't. You don't need to be monogamous in order to be married. I'm married. I'm not monogamous. There you go. After getting down the basics of anti-aging, sleep, drink water, eat healthy, work out. Here's another one, fasting. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I'm about to eat tomorrow morning. Fasting, man, that'll really kick your anti-aging into high gear. What would be the next thing you do to get most results? Fasting. Don't eat for an entire day once a week. Like I used to use Mondays when I was a long time ago. Not eat Mondays. Now I don't eat Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. That's more of a weight loss thing. But even when I get down to my goal weight, if I can, working hard, I'm still going to do it once a week, probably every Monday. The only behavior known for a fact, scientifically proven, to arrest aging is caloric restriction, being hungry. And I'm fucking hungry right now. But I'm just got to suck it up because I got to lose weight. I found you can also, okay, let's see. Can you say which 14 problems that occur in a monogamous relationship, the non-monogamous relationship? Go to my blog. I list them all there. Go to my blog. I think it's 14 problems with monogamy and 1 with non-monogamy. You mentioned New Hampshire before. Do you consider it a good place if you want to cohabitate, have a family? No, because it's in the United States. The collapsing USA is a terrible place to live. Get the fuck out of the United States. Or at least have an international backup plan. It doesn't matter if you live in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is one of the least smelly turds in the turd pile. Do you want to have a turd on your bed? I don't want a turd on my bed, so I don't live in the United States. I'm about to start TRT. Any negative side effects I should look for? What do you think about possible infertility? Yes, negative side effects are you need to be working with a doctor and doing constant blood tests, spiking in estrogen or spiking in PSA. Those are the 2 most likely ones for most men. I just spike in estrogen, so I take estrogen blockers. What do you think about possible infertility? If you are not taking HCG and or gonadorelin and or the third thing I forgot, your sperm count will drop significantly. Every guy reacts differently. So I think I've told you my story. I have many years ago. My sperm count dropped to almost 0. I was checking my sperm under a microscope, and I was happy because I wanted the birth control. And then my body adjusted, and most of the sperm came back, so now I'm fertile again. Fuck. Now, it took 3 years, but that's me. It might make you infertile until you go off TRT. So if you're worried about that, freeze your sperm and or go on, add HCG or gonadorelin or the third thing to your protocol. That will help. Thoughts on Ann Coulter saying to Vivek that she would not vote for him for president because he's an Indian. Don't care. But Ann Coulter is the only Trump supporter with integrity. Doesn't mean I agree with what she says. She is the only Trump supporter, including many of you. She's the only one who called him out when he didn't do what he promised. No other Trump supporter said, what the fuck, you didn't build a wall? What the fuck, you didn't end the wars? What the fuck, you didn't bring the manufacturing jobs back? What the fuck, Trump? You lied to me. There should have been millions of men saying this, and it was just one person, a woman named Ann Coulter. Have you heard of the Free State Project, New Hampshire? Yes. 20,000 libertarians moved there to targeted towns. Yes. Did it work? It started like 25 years ago. Is it libertarian now? No. So it didn't work. As I predicted, it probably wouldn't work. And as far as you know, in general, which states do you think are for the best for cohabitation agreements? That changes. I don't know. There aren't very many. Can't give you that legal information. I don't know. You have to talk to an attorney. How do you incorporate toys? Is there concern that she'll need them all the time? No, I've incorporated toys into my thing a few years ago. I've never, ever had that problem. You just have her try a few. You get a few and you try them on her and see which one she likes. I've seen one POA recommend emulating Jabba the Hutt as he is physically unattractive but still surrounded by women. What? He said that this dude has game. Are you making a joke? Because those women were slaves. Yeah, I think you're making a joke. I'm 25. I'm attracted to women that are 30 plus. The most I've been like this since 18. I've been dominated by women my whole life. I feel like that's what I'm attracted to. To hot, strong, dominant, independent women. All the men in my family are strong, masculine men, but I've always felt like I was different. Based on your questions, you clearly are, yes. I always was a rebel and did the opposite of what my other friends told you to do. Thoughts. Fuck what you like. I've been saying that for 15 years. Whatever type of woman you like, Go fuck that. Don't let anyone tell you that it's wrong or gross or inappropriate. As long as it's consenting legal adults, fuck whoever you want. Is sleeping with other women the main way to show the women who are alpha, or is there another thing that is the same level equivalent? No, there's nothing that's equivalent to this. You can do things that are like 40, 50% that, like I talked about earlier, act more alpha. But if she knows you're not fucking anyone else except her attraction is going to stay low. There's a ceiling on her attraction because that's beta. She's got you by the balls. That's not attractive. I know getting with Arab women is hard. Having advice on which countries or techniques you could do. One of the scroll above in the chat. One of you guys give it. One of your fellow people gave you some advice to go to Morocco into a club. How to stop watching porn? Any advice? I've never had that problem. It's just not my area I can help you with. I don't know how to deal with addiction, and I've never had these problems. And any suggestions I would give you would just be me guessing. Hire a coach or a therapist who niches and focuses on that and work with that person. Can you tell me some outcome independence techniques? Having options makes it easier, I know, but any mental techniques? Yes, you always ask yourself, why do I care? Why do I care about this? Well, because of this. You'll hear your brain will answer, because of that. Then you say, why do I care about that? And your brain will say, well, because of this. And you say, well, why do I care about that? And your brain will start getting weaker and weaker. Well, I think maybe because of this. Why do I care about that? Well, because maybe, I don't know, this. Why do I care about that? And your brain will go, I guess I don't care about that. Have you ever brought back an OLTR after a listen fitty? OLTRs do not listen fit to you. And if she did, you did something wrong. MLTRs and FBs listen fitty. OLTRs don't, because she's your girlfriend. Listen fitty means she needs a boyfriend and you're not being her boyfriend, so she gets pissed and goes to get some boyfriend outside of you. If she's your OLTR, she doesn't have that need. You're her boyfriend. That Bumble CEO prediction sounds like pandering to women and society's belief that there is a right person for you. Very monogamous mindset. True. Accurate. That is true. AI dating, the bubble you mentioned. Will this hurt alpha male 2.0s or not? No. No, this will not hurt alpha male 2.0s. You'll have all these beta male pussies relying on AI to get them laid while you're actually fucking all the girls they're trying to fuck. No, you're good, dude. Reasons you hate Miami now. Go watch the video on one of my 2 YouTube channels. Just search on Miami and watch the video. I'll go through all the reasons. I don't hate it. I don't hate Miami. I don't like it anymore. I used to love Miami. Like in 2010, Miami was the shit. Today, no, I don't hate it. It's fine. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to Miami. I used to be excited to go to Miami. Now I'm like, Miami, all right. A lot of you are getting upset about the CEO of Bumble. With the AI and date app, could it simulate, predict how many interactions would end in rape, assault, or murder? Sure. Eventually, it'll do all those things. Yes. Crime will go down under AI. Yeah. Did you know, according to FBI statistics, 83%? Yeah, okay. It's so funny. Yes. I've never heard that joke before. So annoying getting ED the first couple times, the new woman. Yep. I was there for a few weeks after my first divorce. After my divorce, my first marriage, what I meant to say. Yeah, sucks. If I take the condom off, it solves the problem, but it feels like I'm playing with fire. Thoughts? I agree with you. Yeah. Take a Viagra, take some Cialis. So here's my suggestions. Take Viagra or Cialis, whichever one you tend to like. Cialis works better for my body. I don't normally take it, but I have some for special occasions. And number one. Number two, have her stimulate you the way you like to be stimulated. With her hand, her mouth, whatever you like the most. Don't worry about fucking so much. Have her help you get at least 50% hard so you get the condom on, you get in there. Yes, you could take the condom off with new women, but that's not a good idea. I mean, your odds are better if they're over 33, but not a good idea. eHarmony already curates matches for you. It's not working wonders because it's not AI. AI can be a better matchmaking tool than humans. It can. That's the truth. eHarmony is not AI. It's just an algorithm. Provider hunters get grossed out by their own matches because it's not based on mutual attraction. If women can't take it, it won't fly. Yeah, probably. When subcommunicating that you can still get women to your OLTR, you don't have to subcommunicate it if you're actually doing it. I have to subcommunicate anything to Pink Firefly. She knows I'm getting late all the time. She sees it in my calendar. She sees pictures of the women. She's met some of the women. I have to subcommunicate anything. You don't subcommunicate to OLTR. You subcommunicate to like an MLTR or FB sometimes. Anyway, does it matter if you sleep with sugar babies compared to other attractive women? No, it doesn't really matter. No, she won't make that differentiation. Sugar babies, no. If they're young and hot, that's what matters. No. If an MLTR never asks, where is this going after 3 months, should I take the initiative to have the talk? No, that's awesome. You wait till she takes the initiative. 3 months is not a maximum. It is a minimum. There is no maximum. I had one MLTR years ago who waited over a year to say anything about it. So we never had to talk for like a year. It was great. So no, that's good. If she doesn't complain, that means she likes you and your relationship game is better. No, that's a good sign. No, you never do the talk because you feel like you need to do the talk. Ever. Guys always ask me this. No, we have a live stream coming up on how to do the talk. I'm going to do that soon. But no, you never do the talk because you feel you should have it. No, fucktard. No, you have that talk because she fucking is going crazy and she can't stand it. She needs it. Fine. As long as it's over 3 months. Can you make a girl high on MLTR right away, or should you wait a few months? You can do it right away. Yeah. Be careful. After getting down the basics of anti-aging, okay, I already asked that. Promised a girl monogamy. That was stupid of you. You have one-itis. That was very dumb. Promised a girl monogamy because I like her a lot. I've been dating others. Cardinal rule broken. The biggest rule of Alpha 2.0 you broke. Not just a cardinal rule. If you promise her monogamy, that's the biggest thing you fucked up. You're not an Alpha 2.0 anymore. You're a beta. What's the most effective low drama way to break up at this point? Just do it. Just say, sorry, I made a mistake. I can still see if you want, but I'm going to start seeing other women. If that's a deal breaker, I understand, but I'm going to do this. It'd be nice. And don't ever do that again. I hope you fucking learned your lesson and you will never, ever do that again. We'll see. I put the odds at 50-50. How do you go around when they call you a womanizer? You shouldn't care. You're outcome dependent. I don't care what people call me. You know what I've been called? Do you have any idea what I've been called? With people who know me, people in my, not social circle, but like peripheral circle, people on like Facebook. Do you have any idea what I've been called? Do you think I care? Don't give a fuck. Too busy getting laid and living a great life. Does it go around? It goes around in Spanish culture. Still shouldn't care. Hispanic guys are dogs. They bang all kinds of people. That's not a weird thing in Spanish culture, as you know. Who gives a fuck? You're in Spanish culture and you still care? What can you say back or answer? You don't. You go, hell yeah. Yeah. You just say, women like me. Oh, boo-hoo, women like me. You just smile. Denmark, Belgium, Austria, not the best place to date. Some of the worst places in the world to date. Denmark is one of the worst places in the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you experienced Estonian women? Very little, but not enough to say real experience. I did the Good Looking Loser AA program. Amazing experience. Too much fun. Yeah. Is it still online? Is Good Looking Loser, does he still have that up there? Let me know if you guys do. Does Chris still have that up? Or did he dump that a long time? I think he dumped it a long time ago. That was a great program. Yeah. Should a bisexual man keep it a secret from the women they are seeing? Is it better to just see women who don't mind it? In my analysis, and I'm not an expert, I'm not a psychologist, I don't believe in bisexual men. I think men are gay or not. Women are bisexual because women are on a spectrum sexually. Men are much more binary sexually. They like men or they don't. I don't believe you're bisexual. I think you're gay and you're lying to yourself. Or you're not actually bisexual. You're just more effeminate heterosexual man. That is my opinion. Okay, with all that being said, if you, again, do what you want. If you want to fuck guys, go fuck guys. And if women don't like it, that's their problem. What do you think of the belief that approaching women gives them validation, boosts their ego, or you merely a dance monkey to her? If you do day game correctly the way Tom Torero used to talk about before he killed himself, because he showed pictures of women he fucked, if you do it the way the correct way to do it, you will never be a dancing monkey. You're in and out. and I'm not a day game guy. For a referral game, just ask the FBs. Do you just ask the FBs where they are going to get a serious what? For a referral game, do you just ask FBs when they are moving or get a serious boyfriend? Your question doesn't make any sense. That has nothing to do with referral game. I don't understand your question. I have a fantasy of an OLTR and having MLTRs. You're violating my model if you do this. OLTR means you can't have MLTRs. I'm capable of dating women without developing feelings. Well, then you should have FBs. You're contradicting yourself. And FBs, you shouldn't care. It's women who can't do this. Wrong, 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 wrong. You are wrong. I've had FBs go 7, 8, 9 years and never catch feelings. Non-sugar daddy. You're wrong. You're wrong. Incorrect. Don't you want to eat with a woman if your wife is away? No, I don't give a fuck. I was away for a few minutes. Couldn't tell if you saw my question. Was curious why guys don't get ASD. Watch the replay. Or if they call you a player, what can you say of value? You care too much. What about having 3 women with kids in 3 different countries and spending equal amount of time with them? That's fine. That'd work. What do you think of white girls sleeping with other non-white men? Does it bother you that the white race is doomed? No. I've said this 10,000 times. I do not care about society. I don't care about civilization. Society can go fuck itself. Society is not there to make you happy. Society is there to make you stabilize the power of the elites over you. Number 1. Number 2, Western white people did this to themselves. The right-wing narrative is that white Western men built this wonderful civilization and did nothing wrong, and a bunch of feminists came from planet socialism, or a bunch of Mexicans or Muslims came from planet third world and invaded these white Western men who were doing nothing wrong and fucked it all up. That's not what happened. White Western men fucked this up. White men did this to themselves. White people did this to themselves. No sympathy whatsoever. No. And I've been a minarchist libertarian and been screaming at right-wing Republicans since the 90s. I don't scream anymore. Now I don't care. It's too late. 90s and early to mid-2000s, people like me were screaming at people like you to stop voting for these big government Republicans like Trump, like Bush, because you're going to destroy your country. And you guys ignored us, and now you're fucked. Black people didn't do this. Mexicans didn't do this. White people did this. So I have no sympathy whatsoever. You made your bed, now you get to lay in it. We warned you. What's your take on day game? Is it a good practice? Yes, if you like it. Day game is good. You just said all of your books and courses for 300 USD. Around 300. On the exact price. Around 300? Yes. All books, all courses, all money courses. Just for 6 days, and we're shutting it down. Yes. There is someone working on it right now. The last few minute fixes to it. I found some bugs. So he's working on it literally right now. So I'm doing this live stream. It could be right after this live stream. Maybe I'll post a video and send the email. I don't know. Pay attention. Why are Arab women hard to get? Religion and culture and ASD. Can you take a high-end MLTR on a 3-day cruise? Yes, you can. Be careful. Good Looking Loser website went down for legal reasons, of course. Could you do am I gay? You're talking to someone else. Could you do a collab with Chris or Scotty from GLL? Who's Scotty? I know Chris. Who's Scotty? Both have their own YouTube channels. I don't know who Scotty is. For a referral game, do you ask FBs when they are moving or find a BF to refer you to friends? No, you don't wait till your FBs on their way out. You do it while she's with you. But you can do that too, sure. What's your travel schedule for 5 Flags? You live in Dubai 75% time in Paraguay. Did you read the blog? Go read the blog post I just put up at the calebjones.com/blog. I'm building up a whole new life for myself in Paraguay and expanding the time I'm spending down there. Go read that article. Right now, yes, it's Dubai 70%. Starting next year, it's going to be Dubai 6 to 7 months a year, Paraguay 5 months a year, and then 1 month a year traveling. Starting next year. So this year I'll be in Paraguay 3 months a year. I'm going to up that to 4 to 5 months a year. Because I see what's coming. Paraguay is going to be protected. I want to make sure that's nice. And go read the blog article. The blog article is where I'm saying an entire home, not just a plan B, an entire home configured with everything I use in my normal home here in Dubai in Paraguay, which is a lot of stuff. The air filter, the AQI stuff, you know, stuff I wear to bed, the same, everything. The vitamins, the TRT, everything. I'm bringing everything down there. So I literally have 2 homes. Can't fucking wait. I'm so excited about this. But I will stay in Dubai, yes, for my tax status, because I like Dubai. I love Dubai. I love Paraguay. They're both on the way up, both low taxes. Do you think countries like Dubai and Saudi will stay Muslim the next years? They will stay Muslim, but they will get more liberal every year. Dubai's been doing that for many years. Saudi has been doing that the last 3 or 4 years. They will get more and more liberal every year, which is going to be very good for a long time until it crosses that curve that America crossed in the 90s, where it gets too far the other way. But that's going to be decades down the road. Random Jin, don't ask me customer service questions. Send an email to theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. Well, I can't help you with those. What would you recommend to a 27-year-old man with no experience with chicks? Get experience with average girls and wait? I don't know. No experience or a virgin? There's a difference. If you're a virgin, you've never had sex, sugar baby or hooker. 2-3 times, just get used to the concept of you having sex. Make that mental brain connection, and then go start dating girls. No, don't start with average girls. Start with as pretty as you were comfortable with. Is it harder to get girls in Europe like Italy, Belgium than North Africa or South America? Yes. I can't speak so much to North Africa. It's easier in South America than in Belgium. Yes. No question about that. Holy shit. Scotty is Chris's friend. He contributed to some articles, GLL. He's sort of carrying the GLL brand. Cool. Didn't know that. I've been out of the pickup artist world for 15 years. I don't pay attention, so I don't know these things. Cool. That's cool. I like Chris a lot. Chris and I have talked a lot. Not for a long time, though. We will have all of your books. Will you ever make a Discord for fans to discuss implementing your tactics? I have one. We have the Alpha Male 2.0 Discord. Look in the description of any YouTube video for all the links. Around $300. Fuck yeah. You don't know this, but you fucking saved my life, Caleb. Let me know where, how, and when. Pay attention. If you're on my mailing list, watch your email in the next few hours. If you're not on my mailing list, go to either calebjones.com or Alpha, and then subscribe to my mailing list. You get these things. You get these deals. And I will probably put a video up on YouTube, maybe. All right. Last question. I got to go. We've done 2 hours. Holy fuck. The absolute best country for a young lad with a degree who want to become rich. Degrees will not help you become rich. That is old school thinking from the 1960s. I don't have a degree and I do 7 figures. So degrees are not going to help you unless you want to be a doctor. So your degree is irrelevant. Totally. Best country in the world to get rich. Ones that have the least amount of taxes, the highest amount of economic growth. There's a number of them. Dubai is one of them. Although Dubai is not super cheap. At least just do some research. ChatGPT. What are the countries that have the least amount of taxes, the highest amount of economic growth? There's a number of them. And that's it. Will you still go to Europe? Like France, Italy. Not France or Italy. Italy next year yet when I get my passport. Yes. I'm going to London. CalebJones.com/events. I'm going to London next month. You want to hang out, see me in London? A whole bunch of you sign up for the seminar. Matter of fact, we may have to get a different location for the seminar if you guys keep signing up. That'll be a big seminar, more than I plan. I planned it for just a few people. We're booking a lot of people to the seminar in London, and there's a mastermind the next day. It's June, 9th, I think? I forget. CalebJones.com/events. I don't see a Discord in the links. If I remember, I'll put one in the links, the description of this video. Cool? Cool. All right, I gotta go. If you're interested in getting all of my books, all of my courses, all my mini courses for a few $100, pay attention to the YouTube channel / pay attention to your email. Cool? Cool. All right.